one of your customers said, working with you is like having 65 people working on a particular problem. Do you see it as creating more opportunities or like taking jobs from people who were doing these tasks?
Yeah, no, happy to give some context. So you mentioned kind of using AI agents to automate things. We focus specifically on conversations with end users, right? So as an example, let's say we work with a hotel chain, and as you can imagine, a lot of the customers that go and stay in the hotels and so on, they'll have a lot of inquiries like, I want to book a room, or I want to upgrade my room, or I have questions about my loyalty points. These are classic, you can think of these as customer service or customer support inquiries that come in. And the AI agent's job is to have a conversation with them. This can be over the phone, it can be over live chat. And the AI agent can have the full conversation. It might need to go look up information about you, right? It might need to figure out like what are your past stays, or it might need to figure out like what loyalty tier you are. So it can go in and look up information. It can take actions as well. So it can go and book a room for you and so on. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. And so those are you mentioned automating processes. That's kind of what we do. It's more about automating these conversations. So back to your question about how we view the innovation and sort of impact on these organizations. It really depends on what the organization is looking to get out of AI agents. And different organizations are in different stages. Some people are in heavy growth mode, right? So the AI agent is more of an amplification of what they currently do. There's no one that's replacing per se, but it's making their operation just much faster and make it so that it's a lot less operationally intensive for them to grow, right? If they grew 5x in the last year, maybe they don't need to 5x their support team. So that's one thing that we see. Other organizations that we talk to are more focused on the quality of the experience. Maybe they just don't care about cost, so they don't really care how many. They're not, replacing anyone. They're more just kind of like, okay, we think that having an AI agent here will make the customers a lot happier with us because, they can get answers instantly. They can get what they wanted, within a few seconds rather than waiting on hold. And so that's what we're seeing. And those are kind of different profiles. And of course, there is also a third category of company where maybe they're just in cost saving mode. And so what they're using AI for is kind of, making their operations more efficient and either reassigning those folks to other jobs, or more realistically, sometimes they're using like outsourced agencies and they can downsize those, right? So those are the three categories of companies, and we're seeing kind of a pretty good diversity between those.
Yeah, because I feel like when we're talking about jobs that might get eliminated by AI, we talk about those like customer support roles first. And it's interesting to hear that it's like with, when we talk about mental health, like if there is a therapist on your phone, it doesn't mean it's replacing therapists. It's just making therapy more accessible for everyone. But in your industry, you said you're seeing some of the companies actually laying off, but like agencies that they're using, right? What do you feel like the percentage of those companies is?
I think, within those categories that I listed, maybe one third.
Okay. So it is happening and you see it.
Yeah. And I think the agencies themselves, I think they're also just shifting to new things, right? So let's say you operate a big call center with a lot of folks. I don't think it's a matter of like, oh crap, there's not stuff for us to do anymore. There's just other things. Mm-hmm. So instead of handling the, tier one types of conversations of, like book a room for me, you're more involved in kind of building a relationship with the client, handling more like the tier 2, tier 3, like complex interactions. And then there's kind of other things that emerge, right? So for example, a big thing nowadays is collecting data for the AI or having people review the AI. And so I think it's just kind of the nature of the job changes. And that's pretty much what happens every single time there's a big technology shift.